So who occupies the unknown vessel in the episode entitled Grace? You'll find out right after this. Hey everybody, I'm Taylor and I'm the Stargate Guy, where I talk to you about everything and anything Stargate. Today is another crazy theory, and this is one that you guys have requested a couple of different times. And that is, who is the unknown aliens in the episode entitled Grace? Well, examining this episode and thinking about the Stargate universe altogether, I have a theory. Now, looking at the episode Grace, we need to discover everything we can glean about this civilization. 1. They are spacefaring and most likely have hyperdrive technology. That's pretty obvious. 2. They make massively huge, gigantic, frackin' ships. 3. Their ships have movable components, indicating that there is a flight mode as well as a war mode. We do know that they have energy-based weapons that are extremely effective, where a total of 13 shots wiped out the entire shields of the Prometheus. We also know that these weapons are extremely effective and accurate in that they can hit a missile that is coming at them in space, and not just one, but several. We know that this civilization is also somewhat militaristic to start a fight unprovoked, at least as far as we can tell, unprovoked, and wanting to destroy the Prometheus and not just disable it. We also know that these aliens are true to their word, and that when they make a bargain, for example with Samantha Carter, they kept it and they walked away, or flowed away. We know that they have a form of beaming technology, one that is not like the Asgard. It looks totally different, but it is teleporting technology altogether. Now, I want to remind you that the Milky Way galaxy is a giant freaking place. We're talking about a galaxy that is 100,000 light years across. That is this many kilometers. I don't even know how to say that number. And that's just one tiny, tiny speck in a vast and almost endless universe. Therefore, even though we have 10 seasons of Stargate SG-1, and we have the Daedalus and the Apollo flying back and forth between the Milky Way and the Pegasus galaxy, there is no possible way that in 10 to 12 years that we are going to encounter every single civilization that exists in the Milky Way galaxy. Yes, they encountered the Goa'uld and they took out the Goa'uld system lords, but they didn't kill every single Goa'uld out there. There has to be some out there. It's a giant freaking galaxy. Now, with this in mind, there are plenty of other civilizations that could potentially have rivaled the Goa'uld and kicked their butt so that the Goa'uld try not to deal with them because they're not easy targets. Or we have civilizations who are isolationists, ones who don't want to come in contact with anybody else. They just kind of keep to themselves. Now, we have met one civilization that is extremely isolationist and extremely peaceful, and that would be the Nox, one of the 4 great civilizations that created the United Nations of the Stars, along with the Ancients, the Furlings, and the Asgard. Now, out of those 4, we have met 3, and fans have been dying and longing to meet the Furlings, but we never got to see it. However, with Stargate coming back, it is a possibility that we will see the Furlings, since that is something that the fans have been crying out for the past, 20 freaking years. With all of this in mind, I have come to 2 possible answers to who owns this unknown ship. One would be an unknown species, one that we have never heard about before, one that we have never seen before, and one in the giantness of the Milky Way galaxy we just haven't encountered. We've only gone through a fraction of the Stargates out there. There's bound to be hundreds or thousands of civilizations that we have not come into contact with. So it is theoretically possible that this is a highly advanced civilization that kind of kept to themselves and carved out their own little bit of the Milky Way galaxy, and the Goa'uld never bothered them because they were not an easy target. The theory number 2, and the one that will probably excite you, I theorize that these people are the actual Furlings. In another video that I did on Beard vs. Geek, I talked about everything that we know about the Furlings. Go check that out, little thing right there. And in that video, I talked about how the civilization needs to be a couple of different things. 1, they need to be bipedal. 2, they need to have grasping thumbs in order to grab their technology and place it on a wall, like the key in Paradise Lost. We also know that they have an incredibly advanced technology in order that 10,000 years ago, give or take, that they were allied with the Nox, the Asgard, and the Ancients. And in order to be a part of that council, all of them had to have a very similar goal and be on a similar level of technology. Now, in that video, I theorized that the Furlings could come from another galaxy, similar to the Asgard. However, it is theoretically possible that the Furlings did not leave the Milky Way galaxy, as I theorized in that video, but they could have a place in the Milky Way galaxy that they have carved out their little niche and have not really dealing with any other real civilization. They may still have contact with the Nox and the Asgard after the ancients died out. However, the Asgard never really allude to this except that the Furlings exist. Now, we do know that this ship does correspond with Furling technology. We also know that the Furlings have energy-based technology and or weapons. We know this because in the episode Paradise Lost, those are the type of weapons that were disabled when going through the gate to Paradise. Whereas mechanical, primitive weapons were not disabled because, come on, primitive civilizations only use those, right? Now, we also know that this civilization lives in a galaxy that is primarily dominated by the Goa'uld, at least to our knowledge. And in order to survive with the Goa'uld, you have to do a couple of different things. One, you have to kick the Goa'uld's butt and have superior technology and be able to kill Hatak motherships basically whenever you want to. Two, you kind of have to mind your own business unless you want to be very proactive like the Asgard. And let's face it, that takes a lot of work. And three, you need to not be known to the Goa'uld. Now, one way in order to protect your territory and your borders and to send a clear message that Goa'uld are not welcome in a region or space is to destroy any ship that you suspect of being Goa'uld as soon as you see it in your territory. This hardline defense in a space territory sends a very clear message: the Goa'uld are not welcome here. And I theorize that this is what the ship was doing in the episode Grace. As soon as it saw the Prometheus, it immediately attacked it and tried to take it out. We also know that in the episode, all of the crew except for Carter was taken and brought on board the unknown vessel. Why, you ask? I don't know. Possibly because they could be somewhat related to the ancients and / or be Goa'uld, and that might be something that the Furlings would want to know about. And it is very likely that the only reason why these potential Furlings kept to their end of the bargain is because they were able to see that these people are not Goa'uld, but they were loosely related to the ancients and therefore could have something common with their civilization. Now, we also know that this civilization has teleporting technology, both the Furlings and the unknown vessel. The unknown vessel, we see the teleportation feature when the crew comes back to the Prometheus. However, in the episode Paradise Lost, we do know that they have a more kind of fancier way of being transported to Paradise. Not a lot of civilizations in the Milky Way galaxy that we know of have beaming technology. In fact, the Goa'uld don't even get it until they take it from the Asgard by means of a mind probe in Anubis. However, we do know that the ancients and the Furlings and the Nox and the Asgard kind of shared a technology and ideas. We do know that the ancients provided the rest with Stargates. We see that in the Nox and with the Furlings in Paradise Lost and with the Asgard basically whenever we talk to Asgard. And therefore it is likely that these people also share different ideas and technology back and forth. Therefore it is possible that the Furlings as well as the ancients did have a form of teleportation or beaming technology along with the Asgard. But it is theoretically possible that the Furlings got their teleportation from the Asgard or vice versa. Also, this means that when Stargate comes back, yes, I did say when, because it is up to us fans and we want it back a lot, enough to put our money on the table, so eventually it's coming back. This would be a great way to link a new storyline about Stargate to the original canon and have it all be legit. And when we come in contact with the Furlings can say, yes, we've known about your species, we overtook your ship, we almost blew it out of the freaking sky, and we discovered that you guys are part of the galaxy. And building upon that unknown vessel would be a great way to an amazing storyline that we could see in future Stargate episodes. Which means writers who will write future Stargate episodes have something to base a whole new idea and a whole new story on while still holding true to the Stargate canon. And that makes a perfect continuation of the story. Let me know what you think about this theory in the comment section down below. And if you're new to this channel, go ahead and subscribe. Great videos are coming out every week where I talk to you about everything and anything Stargate. You can click right here for a great theory about the Asgard, or right here for some more Stargate awesomeness. And until next time, I'll see you on the other side.